So we have this problem where there's something we want, and in the moment we maybe can't afford it, or we just don't have the energy for it, and so we charge it, right? And we have this great story in our heads when we charge something on our credit card. We're like, oh, as soon as my next paycheck comes in, I'll just pay that right off, pay it in full. Except 70% of North Americans carry their balance over month after month after month. And you know what happens, right? That interest you pay compounds, and eventually it becomes debilitating. So conflict debt is the exact same thing, except with the issues in your business. So you come across something, somebody's being a jerk, and you're like, I don't have the energy today to tell her she's being a jerk, so I'm just going to ignore it. But the problem is you pay interest on that. The first interest you pay is you walk extra steps trying to avoid her desk for the next week, right? Which is just like, I'm going to go around this way, right? Something like that. There's a wide variety of issues that we pile up in our conflict debt. Conflict debt is just the too hard pile, right? But the problem is not just the original issue. It's not the scheduling issue that these partners couldn't resolve. It's the scheduling issue plus all the mistrust, all the resentment, all the disengagement that builds up as a result of it. So this is a huge problem. We are in terrible, terrible conflict debt. So let's just clear one thing up right away, because a lot of people say, well, isn't conflict a bad thing? How can you be encouraging us to have more conflict? So let's just take Merriam-Webster's definition. Conflict is the struggle resulting from incompatible or opposing needs, drives, wishes, external or internal demands. How many people have had a conflict at work so far today? I know you haven't even been to the office. How many of you? Yeah. So conflict is, I had to decide whether I come to at the spotlight or I go to another meeting that was at the office. It's a conflict, right? Conflict is somebody says something over email. I already got it. Yes?
No, Megan said, is it with me? And I just don't know.
If it is, just play it cool. Play it cool. That's good. We'll resolve that one later in the, we'll do that in the Q&A, little modeling. Yeah. So all sorts of conflicts come up on a daily basis. Somebody sends you an email, and the way you read the email is such that you're annoyed, right? That usually happens before 8 a.m., right? So we have to decide what our strategic priority list is. And, we can go with one department's priorities or another department's priorities. We can't do both. Big macro level conflicts and just small irritations that we face all the time. So conflict is not inherently negative. It is simply the struggle between things that are in tension with one another, and we have 800 of those in the average day. So those are coming at us because organizations shoot conflict at us. And if we don't like conflict because we don't have the energy, because we're too new, because we don't want to ruffle feathers, because the boss doesn't want to hear it, all of those are piling up into conflict debt. You can start to feel it weighing on you, right? And it affects trust, engagement, productivity, all those other things. It's a huge cost.